Have you ever tried just using part of a stamped image on your card? Today I've got one of the new painter flowers from Altenew. It's the Coral Sunset, and I thought we'd do just that and make a focal point on the front of a card and do some alcohol marker colouring as well. So let's get started. Welcome back, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I've got this beautiful painter flower from Altenew, and these sets are stunning, usually bouquets or scenes of flowers that are perfect to paint. I thought it'd be fun just to use a portion of this stamp today, because sometimes you can look at these stamps, even though they're a bouquet, that kind of makes things easier because there's no masking and there's no setting up a bouquet, but it can be a little intimidating if you feel like you need to colour the whole lot. So what I was doing there was just showing you that I have one of the Creator Wreath, it's the circle die from that set. You can use any circle dies that you have, just working out which portion of the stamp that I'm thinking I might want to colour. I did stamp out my whole image because it just gives me more options if I change my mind along the way. I can also leave it in place in the Misty, and you'll see why in a minute. But first, I'm going to be doing some colouring. I've got the artist markers from Altenew. I have been using these quite a bit lately. I've really been enjoying doing a bit of alcohol marker colouring because I've been doing such a lot of watercolouring lately that it was just nice to get these out and get a feel for them again. I kind of felt like I had to relearn them, and that's one of the good things about stamping something with a black outline. It is very forgiving. And I was just having fun, and I just wanted to relax and do some simple colouring, so I haven't done anything too complicated here. You can see all the colours, all the lids are off to the side as I'm colouring. I did keep all of the colouring for one of the flowers here in the video, and I have sped it up because it does take quite a while to colour, probably not as long as it does with pencils, and I don't know, but it's what I do to relax. I don't mind that it takes me a long time to do this colouring because it's what I do for fun. So if you do want to see this in slower time, you can actually slow these videos down in YouTube. I think on the PC it's down on the bottom right corner. I'm not sure where it is on the mobile devices, but hopefully you can find it there. I would highly recommend turning off the volume though, because it also slows the talking down. So we'll see. Unless you like to hear me talking in slow motion, and that's good for a giggle, and if you need a giggle today, then go ahead and do it. I dare you. When I colour just a portion of an image though, I do actually find that I need to colour more than I originally think that I do. Now, I don't think that was very good English. Basically what I'm saying is colour more than you need. It's as simple as that, because when you go to die cut it out, I always find I just didn't go far enough in one edge. But you can always come back and add more colour after, and that's the bonus of having stamped the whole image out. It's less limiting. Now I don't know if you can hear it, but it is pouring rain here today. We actually had 6 inches, and there's thunder. We actually had 6 inches of rain yesterday alone, and there's been a little bit of flooding around here. So far we're mostly high and dry, but I don't know, we'll see. So as I'm colouring, I like to sort of hold the die in place to work out how much more colouring I do need to do. And I did go ahead and finish my colouring, and when I had finished it, I can come back in because I left my stamp in place in the Misty and re-stamp the image with some obsidian. This is a pigment ink, a beautiful, really bold black ink. It just makes those outlines of those flowers look amazing, like I said. needed practice with my alcohol marker colouring, and that obsidian ink just makes it look so much better after. So next I did some embossing with the Geo Steps 3D embossing folder and some dark grey cardstock, and then I wanted to actually cut the portion of my image out that's going to be the focal point of my card. You could do this in any shape that you like. You could also do it as an inlay on the front of your card. You can layer it up, and I'm going to layer this one up a little bit shortly. I'll show you what I mean. But it actually cuts two pieces out. There's the inner center, and then this like a border or a frame, and there's two different shapes in this set, and there's an oval, and I chose to use the circle, which I actually layered up on the fun foam just to give it a little bit of dimension. Now this is actually part of the Paint a Flower hop, so if you head to my blog, the link will be in the description below. You can get lots more inspiration for this beautiful Paint a Flower set, and I just proved today you don't have to paint the flowers. You can alcohol marker colour them as well. Or pencil colour, whatever you feel like on the day. Now I did also add a sentiment, which is from the Flower Vine set, which I heat embossed and cut out with one of the featured sentiments die. And I am using these all the time. They're just wonderful. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you did have fun, please click on the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every visit you make here. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.